Alrighty, so I made a tweet on my Twitter where obviously I share my opinions with you guys, and we got a conversation going up here, right? Which is funny because this is exactly what I wanted with my Twitter. So today's topic at hand is going to be hot takes, which I feel like we haven't as a community done in a minute, like talked about some hot takes, right? But usually when we get hot takes, some people just give us like hot takes on who they like more or whatever. So this time we're actually gonna have real hot takes. So I said, give me a Nikke gameplay wise hot take. I'll go first. Crown is better than Red Hood. Now, I think Red Hood is the ideal unit, being a burst 1, 2, and 3. But as time goes by, you kind of realize that you're mainly using her for her burst 3. Like her burst 2 is literally useless. Like her burst 2 is, it has its use in a sense, but it's like you're never using that. Like that is the most irrelevant thing for her in my case, right? And then her burst 1, her attack buff on her burst 1 is so good, but it's like you're flipping between a burst 1 and another burst 1. So you're really only using Red Hood for her burst 3. And don't get me wrong, she's a great burst 3, but I just think Crown is a character who is just too good. Too much damage from her makes a lot of other characters very powerful. Like this character will make your account better. She will make your team stronger, right? And she is like probably one of the few characters that actually does a good job at making any character that's a DPS on your team be better, right? So I do feel like Crown is better than Red Hood. That is my hot take. But you guys can let me know if you agree or disagree on the YouTube video or in the actual post. I'll leave the link in the comments down below. So yeah, let's take a look at other people's though. I don't know if it's a hot take or not, but Modernia is the best unit in the game. No, I would not agree with that. I used to, right? Before Red Hood and all these characters came out, I used to. I thought Red Hood or Modernia was easily the best character in the game. Even if we go based off Pride Wins tier list, right? Which I don't really like doing, but people want to go off that. Yeah, she's in the top tiers, but I don't have her over Litter. I don't have her over Red Hood. I don't have her over Scarlet Black Shadow. I don't have her over Crown, right? Like, she's very good, but I just don't have her over those characters personally. And there's no way you can convince me she is better than those characters. Like, how can you convince me Modernia is better than Crown? Right? You can't really. So yeah, I just don't think she's the best unit in the game. I think that's a crazy hot take though. I mean, yeah, it kind of is, right? Because now even with Cinderella in the game, it's kind of like a crazy hot take, genuinely. Anyways, Jake Tracy, Diesel is the best Nikke, best girl, best friend, definitely someone who needs to be in any squad. That's just foolery. Maybe favorite item, sure, you can put her on any squad, but she's not best girl. I always never really found Diesel that appealing personally, but that's a hot take, I guess, right? And you guys also in the comments down below, let me know which one of these is the wildest hot take for you guys, right? So we got Weeb here, not getting past the Gremlin shield. In PvP, no, you can work around it, but yeah, that's not really a hot. I mean, I don't think so, because it's like, it's true though, right? A hot take is supposed to be something that's like controversial, right? I mean, that's my understanding of it. Gains Goblin, she's more consistent and currently occupies the go-to burst 2 pick, like how Litter is dominant, has dominated burst 1. Hood is stronger out the gate, but she basically becomes the strongest burster on a 40-second cooldown you have to manage. So yes, Crown is better overall. I mean, yeah, I think so. Shift up is too, okay, so from Enlarge Bean, Shift up is way too comfortable, releasing units who are mediocre niche at best. Oh, is that true? Let's take a look. Who have they dropped recently? Mediocre niche at best. Who came out before her? I wouldn't say Guillotine and the new Maiden are niche. I would probably say the collab characters were niche. I wouldn't say Grave is niche. I wouldn't say Cinderella is a niche. I guess what? The what? No, I don't know. Too comfortable releasing them, I guess. Because they don't really, genuinely, besides Limiteds and Pilgrims and collabs, we don't really get that many good, like, non-Pilgrim, non-limited characters. Like this year alone, the only one I can think of off the top of my head is Alice Bunny and then D Killer Wife. And I'm sure there's another person here that's a part of that group, but those are the only two that comes to mind. So I guess, sure. I'm gonna like that one actually. They need to give way more skill / burst books if the later levels are so expensive. Even after Simulation Room overclocked? I guess so. That might be a hot take right there. I don't know. I feel like they gave a decent amount. Sure, yes, I understand there's too many characters and it does take a lot of materials to 10 every character, but do they need to give more? I mean, more is better, but I don't know. They've done so much already, right? It is every 2 weeks for overclock Simulation Room, so maybe, right? That definitely could be a hot take. We'll see. Scarlet Black Shadow is the best damage dealer in the game. No, I don't think so. I think that's a hot take. I think if you put her with Cinderella, Cinderella's better, stronger. I think she's just stronger. I think overall, yeah, Scarlet is going to be more useful with her AoEs, and because it's distributed damage, it doesn't matter if you're fighting a boss or if you're fighting one enemy. It's all going towards, like, it's being handled, right? But I do think Cinderella is the strongest character in the game. I don't even think that's a question compared to Scarlet Black Shadow, but sure, that's that. You guys let me know, do you guys agree with that one from Freya Boy? I'm not sure. And even Just the Guy as well, shouts to you. Ad plays. Maybe it's because I'm newer, 6 months, but I don't see the hype around Litter. She's crazy on paper, but in practice, I prefer to use Rouge. Let me see the replies to that. Rouge can match Litter to some capacity in Cinderella comps. Besides that, Litter is just better in almost every scenario. Rouge is okay, but Litter is simply more versatile and can be put on any team. There is a reason why she's still a thing after 2 years. That is true. That's true. Check every support in the game and see who can match 66% attack buff on a 20-second cooldown with cooldown reduction built in, and virtually no conditions or downsides, even just 5 seconds. I guess so, yeah. I mean, I don't think Rouge is better than Litter. I don't. I think that is quite the take. I think that's quite the take, right? But no, I don't think Rouge is better than Litter. I understand why people don't really understand the hype behind Litter, but she is Litter. I'm not calling her Litter, but yeah, she does too much. I don't really think people care too much about her first skill besides like the actual cooldown reduction, but ammo capacity up, crit damage up, attack up. When using a burst skill for all allies for 5 seconds, that stack is pretty good. 66% attack buff for 5 seconds is very good. And then cover HP by 52% just for free every 15 seconds is pretty good in my opinion. Tia and Naga over Blanque Noir. I don't think that's a hot take now. I don't. I don't think that's a hot take now. I don't. I think before, no. A lot of people said Tia and Naga were worse than Blanque Noir when Tia and Naga came out, and I was the only person genuinely saying Tia and Naga are better. And then guess what happened? Before Crown even came out, as time went by, nothing had changed between Blanque Noir and Tia and Naga. People just actually started noticing that, yeah, Blanque and Noir were good. Don't get me wrong, they're still very good till this day. But Tia and Naga had the damage buffs and even the supporting buffs that you just needed, that Blanque Noir didn't have in terms of damage buff. They had the support buffs for sure, the stain buff, sure, but they did not have the damage buff, and that's why I always said Tia and Naga were better than Blanque Noir. So I actually agree with that. I think a lot of people are gonna say that's a hot take, but I actually agree with that. Let's see. Shout out to you, Archies. I don't know how to say your name. Aquifox. Pilgrims are definitely great, but I feel like there needs to be more team build strategies around other Nikkes. Most guys I see assume you have Red Hood, Dorothy, Crown, Modernia, and Scarlet Black Shadow, or a secret Pilgrim Alice. I guess, but no, I don't agree with that one, because it's like, if we look at Tetra alone, there's no Pilgrims in Tetra. They have crazy DPS. We got Alice, we got Anise. Who else do we have? We have Ludmilla. Who else do we have? Sakura now. Viper with her favorite item, right? You have that. And then even if you go to Missilis, you have Laplace, very powerful. Quincy and Phantom, which are very powerful. Iron is very powerful. You have some very, very powerful characters that are not just Pilgrims. So I don't really agree with that. I think people just go to Pilgrims because it's like they're a Pilgrim. But yeah, you have a lot of better options, not better options, but you have a lot more options than just those characters, right? Because a lot of the characters I mentioned are actually stronger, I would say, than Modernia, damage-wise, right? So I don't know really what to say to you guys. Guillotine and Maiden as well are now added onto that, right? In terms of like good DPSs that are not Pilgrim. So I'm not really sure if I agree with that, but we'll see. SK. Electric is way too pumped with support cheaters and way too many characters in general. I agree. Before I used to think Iron was the best code, but I easily think Electric is. You cannot tell me they're just not. Cinderella, Maiden, Summer, Anise, Guillotine, Eleg, Biscuit, Haran, Privity, Rouge, Scarlet, Y, Noise, Naga, Mast, Mari, Exia with her favorite item. Like, it's just stacked. I agree. Kongu. That's not a hot take at all. I guess my take is not a hot take at all. I mean, a lot of people would say otherwise, but I like it. Zoomer. Defense Burst 2 that buffs everyone in her squad. King is almost an understatement with how good Crown is in both the lore and gameplay. So I guess you're agreeing with me. Sure. Everyone slept hard on Asuka and how busted DPS she is. Not me. I read Asuka's kit and said she was going to be good. A lot of the times I say a character is going to be good and people just don't understand. It is like people always say, oh, you have to test them before you can understand. You know what I like to do when a new character comes out and I get their skills? I look at their percentages and I compare it to other characters in the game with percentages, right? Because every attacker has the same, like, I guess, attacker stat. That's what I'm assuming, right? Maybe it might be higher and lower, right? Just based on their weapon and their percentages, that's a bit different, right? But compare what you're seeing from percentage-wise of the characters and compare it to these other characters in the game, and then you will know how strong a character is before or after. A lot of people were saying to skip Maiden because she wasn't going to be that good, but look at her now. Very powerful character, and I said off rip she was going to be a very strong character and a very good support. So yeah, I think a lot of people did sleep on Asuka, but then again, after they realized that she was good, they started saying that. Correct opinion. Shout out to you, Squid. Sage. Black Scarlet is terrible. I'm sorry. Every time consistently I've used her in story, she underperforms so hard. Pridewind has her in SS and Bunny Soda in A for high deflect or high deficit, but that's just not true. Bunny Soda's a monster. No, that's horrible. That's a horrible take. To say Bunny, what are you trying to say? Bunny Soda is stronger than Black Shadow Scarlet? That's a horrible take. What does Pridewind got going on here? Is that what they really got? That's a horrible take. These tiers for Bunny Soda, I never even knew they were like that. Would I say she's SS in PvP and bossing? That's a horrible take. I do not think Bunny Soda is better than Black Shadow Scarlet. No, Novel is a top tier burst 2 unit in boss fights. That's not a hot take. That's a fact. I think with the more burst 2 characters we've gotten, the more she's kind of fallen down. But I do agree with that to an extent. LOL 126. There should be a way to what? There should be ways to more easily upgrade 5 units to level 200 rather than gotcha. That's not a hot take. That's true. They shouldn't have the 160 wall, but they're not going to change that. Anyways, Dorothy's better than all Nikkes. I mean, sure, Doro is better than all Nikkes, sure. You're tripping? See, I guess, I don't think so, but hey, everybody got a take. From Angel right there. Diesel, gameplay wise, like what they bring to the team or actual play style. There are only so many different gameplays for each character. It's mainly locked to burst 3s only. I wouldn't say it's mainly locked to burst 3s. Like, I know a lot of people are always like getting now more upset because they're dropping a lot of burst 3s, but burst 3 characters aren't shit without burst 1 and 2 characters. I'm sorry, they're not. Try to run a lot of these burst 3 characters without the burst 1 and 2 supports and tell me how far they get. Try it. Like, actually, besides maybe Cinderella and Scarlet, maybe Summer and these to an extent, genuinely try to use a burst 3 character without having a burst 1 and a burst 2 support for their damage and tell me how powerful they are, right? I don't feel like burst 3s run the game by themselves. You definitely need to have those supports. I mean, in my opinion, at least. Maybe that's a hot take right there. Viper can out damage a lot more meta DPSs. I would say so. Her favorite item, I would say so. Who's a meta DPS in my opinion? Let's go to this. I would say Viper can outperform Maxwell's damage to an extent. I would say she can outperform maybe Ray's damage to an extent. I would say she can outperform Noir for sure. Maybe Soda, probably. Like, I haven't used Viper's favorite item after the first time I used it, but after the first time I used it, let me actually pull that up. Alrighty, so this was a Viper testing the moment like someone had got Viper's favorite item. 148 million. Modernia was 161 million. Scarlet was way less, and then again, Ludmilla Winter Owner was 196 million. So yeah, that was again just off the rip Viper favorite item as well. So yeah, I do think Viper can outperform a lot of DPS meta characters if built correctly. Yeah, because she's just that powerful now. Alice is the most entertaining unit, and no, I don't agree with that. You're talking about this one, the one that you have to spam your hands. I don't think that's the most entertaining unit in the game. And we'll have the best longevity / Amelia is underrated in high deficit. When they say high deficit, you run here and check high deficit. Is she underrated? Probably. I don't use Amelia, so I wouldn't know. I mean, I have her, but I don't use her because, like, what's the point of me using her? Genuinely. And then for Alice, I think she's not the funnest. I think she's actually the most deranged character to use, but she is definitely powerful. Need more ways to be able to get skill 10 upgrades. I agree. This is just cold as F, to be honest. I don't think so. Is this event a hot take? I guess. I don't know. You're all sleeping on Pepper? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think when the game came out, Pepper was all that. But now I don't think so. Because Pepper's a healer, and she's only healing one ally. You're not telling me Pepper's a better healer than Mary. You're not telling me Pepper's a better healer than Alice. You're not telling me she's a better healer than Rapunzel. You're not telling me she's a better healer than any of these other healers above her. You're just not telling me that. So I don't agree that we're sleeping on her. I think we've slept enough, right? And we still need to keep sleeping. Zanzard or Zanard. Let's see, Jacquees, is that how you say your name? I don't rock with Jacquees. Anyways, what am I going to say here? They should spend more time animating the arms. Human enemies, for when they meant to be fighting gangsters. Okay, that's just, okay. I mean, I guess, don't really care about that, but sure. I'm sure. It's BS to target, it's BS that target appears off screen to... Excuse me? What is this word? I'm not even gonna say that word. What? That is not a word, bro. Don't we're gonna skip yours. Don't even try to make a word with Nikke. That's crazy. Yo, that's literally just a... God. I miss Crown and I can't forget myself. I have damn near every other Pilgrim. Hell, I got 3 Cinderella copies for free. Wow, congratulations. Didn't know this, but didn't know this was a hot take, to be honest. Okay, well. There's nothing wrong with the liberation system. There literally only needs to be a buff to the unit's name. No. There is something wrong with the liberation system. They haven't added new characters. It's been a year now. We need a new character. Because what I remember correctly is that Liber-Alio was leaked to be a liberation character. So as of right now, I do not believe Liber-Alio is going to drop until we get her as a liberation character. Thank you. Soda is the best character in the game? No, she's not. Marciana is a better healer than Bunny, Alice, and Blanc? No, she's not. No, she's not. Marciana? What? Burst 2 Marciana? No. No. Not better than Blanc. And definitely not better than Bunny Alice. As a healer, I don't think so. I think people can argue her and Bunny Alice, but not Blanc. No, I don't think. Because Bunny Alice is way too good as a healer. She's my go-to healer, right? I think she's just that good of a healer. But sure, Phantom is a great damage dealer when built up. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how she is, right? You guys are sleeping on mass-produced Nikkes? No, we're not. No, we're not. Hottest take, Output should change locations. Rappy's the best character ever? I mean, at first I would have agreed, but then I seen Bay. Anyways, favorite item, Viper is a really good DPS. That's not a hot take, that's a fact. I agree. DPS can always be power creep, but a sustain as powerful as Crown is a lot harder to do so. The bunny girls are still fantastic over a year later and not power creep. I wouldn't say the bunny girls are not power creep, but I'm not using the bunny girls unless I'm doing solo raid or union raid. Before, I was using them any and everywhere. Now it's not the case, right? So yeah. D killer wife over litter? I don't agree. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't. I can understand why people would say that, but no, I don't. And then I guess we only have a few more. Seer. There are parts of the same meta team. What do you mean? It's like saying that wheel is better than the engine in a Ferrari. I mean, I wouldn't say they're a part of the same meta team, because Crown's meta team is her Naga Litter and then any DPS. Red Hood does not need to be on the team, right? And then I guess you could say Crown doesn't need to be on her team, but that's so stupid, because that's like me saying anybody within Crown and Red Hood's team is not better than anybody in that team. Like, does that make sense? That's like me putting Crow on Crown's team and Red Hood's team and saying that's the meta team for me, and then saying Crow is as strong as them. Like, you know, it's just, that's a silly take in my opinion. A very silly one. Crow did nothing wrong. I agree. Crow did absolutely nothing wrong. But yeah, those are the hot takes for now. I really like hot take videos. I haven't done one in a year or something, so really like it. I'm gonna leave the link to the actual hot takes down below. It's gonna be the end of the video. I'm bye. That's the last video of the day. Dab on them.